I know most of you here probably love buttons, but not me. I hate them. And I can tell you why in one word. iPhones. I'm not sure it's a word, but I made my point. Take my iPhone. Oh, I can't even get it on. Look at all the buttons on this thing. You call them apps. I call them oops. Because the only way most of these ever get open is if I touch the screen by accident. I go, oops, I don't know what the heck to do with them. For example, recently one of these stupid things opened up. I didn't know how to get rid of it. So I went tap, 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 tap all over the screen. It finally went away. I thought I was done. Wrong. 10 minutes later, someone named Uber shows up outside my house. I didn't know who he was or what he wanted. I told him to go away. Next thing I know, he gave me a bad rating. For what? Soon after that, another one of these things opens up. Again, can't get rid of it. Tap, 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 tap. Finally goes away. An hour later, someone named Tinder's at the door. Who are these people? I told them to go away too. I'll probably get another bad rating. Ooh. Well, now I learned my lesson. So without touching the precious screen here, I checked out all the other apps. I wanted to know who's going to show up next. Then I noticed one was labeled camera. Camera. I can take pictures. I've done it all my life. So on the previous trip to the city, I took my new camera and I played tourist. Took pictures of the Empire State Building, Statue of Liberty, UN. 100 different landmarks, tons of landmarks. I took about 100 different pictures. On the way home, I thought I would check out my masterpieces. I couldn't believe it. Every one of those 100-some-odd pictures were of me! I took pictures of myself. How did I do that? And then I find out later that not only do most people take pictures of themselves, they do it on purpose! Now, you may be wondering why I even have an iPhone if it gives me such service, such aggravation. I can tell you why. I use my iPhone to call people and speak to them. Try that, it's wonderful. But no, everyone texts. People do text me. My problem is replying. This typewriter keyboard shows up. I can't deal with that. So the best I'll do is reply with okay, no matter what the subject matter is. What time are you coming home? Okay. When are you going to dinner? Okay. I just joined ISIS. Okay. Now you may wonder who sent me that last text. The FBI wants to know that too. They then told me I was somehow in someone else's cloud. What? Huh? That just like the real clouds that went way over my head. So speaking of buttons, what I'm doing, what the heck has happened to the TV remote control? I was around when they made their first appearance. It is over 40 years ago. It essentially had 3 buttons. Turn the TV on, change the channel, adjust the volume. In the 4 decades since, the number of buttons has metastasized. I counted how many buttons are on my remote that I have today. I couldn't believe it. Maybe you will, I don't know. 48 buttons! 48! And what do I use it for? Turn the TV on, change the channel, adjust the volume. As far as I'm concerned, those other 45 buttons could be nothing but trouble. As I found out, I was at home recently, sitting on the couch watching TV. That's what I do these days. When the sound went off, the sound went off. No panic. It could have been the program. It could have been the station. It happens. So I put on a different channel. Still no sound. So I called a friend of mine. I told him the crisis I'm going through. He said, hit the mute button on the remote. I said, weren't you listening? I said, I have no sound. He insisted. I said, okay, what the heck? So I hit the button and the sound came back. In retrospect, I should have realized that could have been a possible solution to my problem. Because there's another button on the remote labeled on. I need to press it to turn the TV off. So on is off, mute is sound. What's next? Cats lying down with dogs? Am I in a parallel universe where logic is turned upside down? I have such a fear of buttons, I'm afraid they're going to follow me into the afterlife. One of these days when I go to my final reward, I hope it's... When I get to those pearly gates, if they're locked, and there's instructions on how to input my username and password onto a keyboard full of buttons, there's going to be hell to pay. Well, good night everybody, I'm Jay Heller, and don't push my buttons.